Hey, DJ Mikey Mike in Direct Sound, and we are doing it from scratch today with ShowXpress. That's right, we're going to be going over the timeline. It's a little more advanced feature of ShowXpress, but this is kind of where I left off. Prior to this, I didn't have a USB interface for my computer to my stereo system. Now I do. So I can use the interface between the music and the video of the timeline feature, and it's going to work really good for me. Okay, what this does, it allows me to pre-program all my light scenes common to a song that I have pre-selected, and lay light scenes over the top of the song, and when I play the song, the light scenes will go off on cue. Okay, so we'll go over that real quick here. Hopefully we can get it done in 10 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the timeline. As you can see, the timeline here, it has your play and pause buttons. It has a place for your video and audio files and your pre-built light scenes that you've already created. Also, they have a button that's called off and one that's called stop. Off will turn off the lights, stop will stop the music, okay, or video. So we're going to search for a couple. We're going to use one song real quick. I'm going to go with Pebbles, Mercedes Boy, and I'm going to go with ZZ Top Legs. Okay, so those two audio files are in my multimedia area. I'm going to drag to the audio portion of the timeline my song, and now I'm going to go and open up the live page. The live page is open. I'm going to right click and create a new page called music or timeline or whatever you want to call it. You can call it whatever you like. I'm going to call it timeline. Timeline. Okay. So now I have a page called timeline. I'm going to turn on my 3D viewer so I can see what I'm doing in the timeline. So I drug Pebbles Mercedes Boy to the timeline. There's a little zoom button here to where you can zoom in and out of your timeline. So if you notice, this is about 5 minutes out, and at the end of 5 minutes I want to drag ZZ Top. So at the end of 5 minutes it'll start playing ZZ Top. Easy. Okay, or I can drag it on top of Mercedes Boy, and at the end of 2 minutes ZZ Top will start playing. And it's just a cold cut, but it will play. My suggestion is pre-mix a selective, several songs on a pre-mixed set, record them out, and then drag them into your timeline, and you'll be good to go. You'll have a pre-mixed set that you can drop your light scenes on top of, and it'll look really nice. Okay, so I'm going to put those a little closer together, so just for our demonstration here, and I'm going to open it up just a bit. Okay, so what we have here is when you push play, it's going to start playing the music, and right when the song starts, I'm going to hit stop. Okay, right there the song started. Right when the song starts, I want all my lights to turn green. So I'm going to take the green light scene and I'm going to drag it to the timeline. It says all green on my particular light scene area. I'm going to right click on it to the light timeline area, and I'm going to go move to green marker. And what that's going to do, it's going to move it to the green marker where I paused the song. Okay, so that's right where the song started. Now I'm going to hit play again, and when the next 8 count or the next change in the song, I'm going to make the lights turn blue. Okay, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, stop. Okay, that's when I want the lights to turn blue. So I grab my blue light scene and I drag it to the timeline. Okay, if I right click on it, it'll move right to the green marker. That's right where I paused it, and we're good to go. We'll do one more, and I'm going to make them turn purple. So hit play. And if you notice in the window over here, they are turning blue. 5, 6, 7, 8, stop. Okay, now I want them to turn purple. Drag it and move the green marker. Okay. Now there's multiple timelines here for the lights. If you put the lights on the same timeline, they will come on one after the other after the other. If you put them on multiple layers, they will all one line will come on, and the other line will come on, and the other line will come on. So you can have your par cans come on, and your moving heads come on, and your strobes come on, all at the same time. But if you put them on the same timeline, they'll stop after they come on. Each one comes on. Okay, so make sure you know where you're putting them on your timeline, layering or on the same timeline. Okay, so now we're at the purple light. So in just a few seconds, I'm going to make them strobe. So I'm going to look for my strobe scene first. So I'll scroll down to strobe. Okay, strobe over is what I call it. So I'm just going to drag strobe down right now. Okay, it's way over here, but I'm going to hit play. Okay, and I want the strobe 5, 6, 7, 8, right there. That's when I want it to start strobing. Oh, so I right click and hit move to green marker. Okay, that's when it's going to start strobing. Now I'm going to use one of these cool little tools right here. It's called off. I want the strobe to turn off after a few seconds. So we'll figure out that in a second. Play. Five, 6, 7, 8, stop. That's where I want the strobe to stop. Okay. Now, I actually put the strobe on the wrong line. I wanted the strobe to the second line because I wanted it to strobe my lights and not just the strobe. So I wanted the lights to still play and the strobe to go off at the same time. And actually what it's doing is making my lights strobe, and it's not a strobe itself. So we'll play it from the beginning and we'll show you how it works. If you can watch both things, the lights are turning green and they'll come up to blue. There's your strobe. Now it's going to turn to ZZ Top, and then the strobe's going to turn off. And there's our stop for the lights, and it'll continue to play until the song ends. Okay, so that's the time. Oh, forgot about one thing. We want to save this time, so go to File, Save As. Let's call this ZZ Top. I'm going to call it 4 Z's in the top. I already have one in there or something. And hit save. Okay, so if I X out of my timeline, and I go to my live page, I have to import it into my live page. Right click on your tab, import timeline instead of light scene now. Import timeline, and look for my ZZ Top. It's going to load here in a second. Okay, now it's loaded on this timeline here. The whole page is one button right now, so if I click on it, it's the whole page. But if you notice, when I click on it, nothing happens. That's because the timeline window actually has to be open when you are playing the timeline. So you'll watch here real quick. There's nothing in the timeline, but when I click the timeline itself, it'll populate the timeline. So it loaded all my songs and all my light scenes. So right when I click on it, it loads the lights, loads the music, and you see it going. There it goes. It'll play all our light scenes that we have pre-recorded, and it goes out to the audience. All your lights are doing what you want. That's the timeline with ShowXpress with DJ Mikey Mike doing it from scratch. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave some comments down below. Make sure you subscribe. A lot more videos coming up. Peace. All right. See ya.